हेलो व्यूअर्स, एक बार फिर से स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल पर। इंटीग्रल कैलकुलस के इस लेक्चर में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे गामा फंक्शन, डेफिनेशन ऑफ गामा फंक्शन एंड सम स्मॉल एग्जांपल्स टू रिप्रेजेंट gamma function and an important formula regarding gamma function, that is recurrence formula. And this recurrence formula has a number of applications in all fields of mathematics. Okay, so first we will discuss the representation or definition of gamma function. So what is gamma function? Gamma function is this integral. It is denoted as Latin letter gamma n, that is integral 0 to infinity x raised to power n minus 1 into e raised to power minus x dx. So if you integrate this integral, then the result will be a function of n, because if you integrate this with respect to x and put the limit of x from 0 to infinity, then the result will be expression of n. So it is represented by gamma n. Okay, so this is the definition. And this integral is convergent. It means it will give you a finite value only if n is greater than 0. So this is another example of improper integral, and improper integral is a separate topic which can be discussed later. Okay, for the time being we assume that this gamma integral is convergent only if n is greater than 0. Okay, so if you have given an integral 0 to infinity x cube into e raised to power minus x dx, then compare this integral with the given definition. So n minus 1 is 3 here, n minus 1 is 3, so it can be represented as gamma 4, because what you have to do, you have to add 1 to the power of x, and be sure that after adding 1 this must be greater than 0. Okay, to satisfy this condition, if you add 1 to the power of x, then the result will be the integer or fraction whatever come, then that must be greater than 0. Okay, see another example. 0 to infinity x raised to power 2 by 3 e raised to power minus x dx. So again, if you want to express this as gamma function, then this is the power of x, add 1 to this power, so it will be gamma of 5 by 3. And again, you are very much clear that this portion in the bracket is greater than 0. Okay students, so this is the definition of gamma function, and these two examples shows that how to represent a given integral as a gamma function. Okay, now we will discuss the recurrence formula for the gamma function, and this formula has beautiful applications in various fields of mathematics. So students, this is the recurrence formula of gamma n, and what is this formula? Gamma of n can be computed by reduction. It means if you want to calculate gamma of some number n, then it can be calculated as n minus 1 gamma of n minus 1. So this is step back formula, but you must be sure that n must be greater than 1. So this formula is applicable when n is greater than 1. Doesn't matter that n is a integer or a fraction, but you must be sure that n is greater than 1. So first we will prove this recurrence formula, and then we will see some examples of this recurrence formula. So apply the definition of gamma function. Gamma of n is equal to 0 to infinity x raised to power n minus 1 e raised to power minus x dx. Okay, when you are using this definition, then you must be sure that n is greater than 0. Okay, now using the famous formula I laked, so this is the first function and this is second function, integrate first function as it is into integral of the second. The limit of integration are 0 to infinity minus 0 to infinity differentiation of the first function n minus 1 x raised to power n minus 2 and the integration e raised to power x minus x dx. Okay, now put the limit of integration in the first portion. When you put x is equal to infinity, when x goes to infinity, e raised to power minus x tends to 0. When you put x is equal to infinity, then the presence of e raised to power minus x makes this expression 0. And when you put x is equal to 0, the presence of x raised to power n minus 1 will make 0. Okay, but here is the rule that if n is greater than 1, so when you put x is equal to 0, x raised to power n minus 1 will be 0, but only if n is greater than 1, because if n is greater than 1, then this power remains positive, and if you put x is equal to 0, then it turns out to be 0. But if n is not greater than 1, then this will goes to the denominator with becoming the negative power. So then x is equal to 0 will not give you the 0 value. Okay, so that's why when we apply Eilert formula, then this condition n greater than 0 converted into n greater than 1. Okay, so if you put x is equal to infinity, then you get 0, and when you put x is equal to 0, also then you get 0. So it means in putting both limits, this expression goes to 0. It means this expression vanish. So remaining portion is n minus 1 with positive sign, because minus 1 and minus 1, that is positive. 0 to infinity x raised to power n minus 2 e raised to power minus x dx. Okay, now this is the n minus 1. Now apply the definition of gamma function. This is gamma n minus 1. Okay, so this is the recurrence formula for the gamma function. It means gamma of any n can be reduced to n minus 1 gamma of n minus 1. Now see what is the application of this formula. If you want to calculate gamma of 5, then you can compute using this formula, 4 into gamma of 4. And similarly, gamma 4 can be calculated as 4 into 3 reduce gamma 4 gamma of 3. And similarly, 4 into 3 gamma 3 can be reduced to 2 into gamma 2, and therefore 4 3 2, next gamma 2 can be reduced into 1 gamma 1. In this way you can reduce back, taking back steps, and you can find the value of gamma at any number, but that number must be greater than 1. Okay, now we will see some other consequences of this formula. If this is a particular case, if n is a positive integer, if n is a positive integer, then this reduction formula, recurrence formula, n minus 1 gamma n minus 1 is will be turned as n minus 1 n minus 2 gamma n minus 2. Further you can reduce it, n minus 2 n minus 3 gamma n minus 3. So continuing like this, gamma n can be written as n minus 1 n minus 2 n minus 3 up to ultimately this process will stop at gamma of 1. Okay, and what now we have to compute gamma 1. So by definition, gamma of 1 will be 0 to infinity x raised to power n minus 1. So n is 1 here, 1 minus 1 is 0, e raised to power minus x dx. So this integral is becoming very simple. To compute, e raised to power minus x dx is equal to integrate it, e raised to power minus x over minus 1, 0 to infinity. Now put the limit of integration, minus 1 outside, e raised to power minus infinity minus e raised to power 0. E raised to power minus infinity goes to 0. So therefore this will be minus 1 into minus 1, and e raised to power 0 is 1. So this will be 1. So gamma 1 is 1. This is an important observation regarding gamma function, that is gamma 1 is 1. Okay. So it means you can modify this formula, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, and this will stop at 2 into 1, because if gamma 1 is 1, then the previous term will be 2. Okay. So what is this quantity? This is nothing but n minus 1 factorial. So this is the advantage of gamma function, that if n is a positive integer, then taking back steps you can write gamma n as n minus 1 factorial. So in particular, if suppose for example, if you want to calculate gamma 7, then you can immediately write it as 6 factorial. Okay, gamma of 5 is 4 factorial, and so on. Okay, so this is a particular case and a wonderful application of gamma function. Now we will see one more application of gamma function. So if n is a positive fraction such that n is greater than 1, it means n is not integer but a fraction, but n is greater than 1. Suppose for example, if you have gamma of 7 by 2, so here n is fraction but greater than 1. So you can reduce gamma of 7 by 2 using recurrence formula, that is n minus 1, n minus 7 by 2 minus 1 is 5 by 2, and gamma of 5 by 2. Now further, 5 by 2 is still greater than 1, so you can again reduce it as 5 by 2 into 5 by 2 minus 1, that is 3 by 2 gamma of 3 by 2. Still 3 by 2 is greater than 1, so again you can reduce 5 by 2 into 3 by 2. Again subtract 1 here, 3 by 2 minus 1 is 1 by 2 gamma of 1 by 2. Now you have to stop this process, because now the quantity in the bracket is not greater than 1. So this is another reduction of gamma function when n is a fraction. So these are the important results, definition and recurrence formula regarding gamma function. So that's all from today's lecture. In the next lecture we will see another applications and important results of gamma function. So stay tuned for upcoming lecture. Thank you. If you do like the contents of our channel, please do share, subscribe and comment. Thank you.